If you want a new life, new circumstances, more money, love, new homes, just a different experience in life, you have to be willing to leave your old life. Now, I have talked about this so many times during the years, and people normally get turned off when I call it what I'm about to call it, but that's exactly what it is. And you have to be willing to die to the old version of you, and you have to be willing to leave people who have been connected to you. You have to be willing to leave them where they are. You have to accept that you can't save everybody, and really at this point, all you got to save is you. And if you really want to save other people, you save yourself. You show via people seeing how the universe works in you and through you what's possible. That's how you save other people, because they look at you and they say, oh, look at the change. So, quite often, people will decide that they want to get to a space where they never have to worry about money. And people talk about it, but ultimately, the reality is people aren't willing to do the work that's necessary a lot of times. But when you do get to that space that you make it an absolute non-negotiable that you will never, ever, 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 ever in your life worry about money again, that also has to connect with your environment. So I was having a conversation with a girlfriend last night. It was her birthday. We went to an event and then we went out for drinks after. And while we were talking about how different shifts had happened in life. And I started talking about this period in my life where I literally went from a negative bank account to about $30,000 a month, and how that had to happen by me completely shutting out the people who had been in my life thus far. You see, the people who have been in your journey where you don't like the journey, you don't like what you've been seeing, you don't like the fruit that's been coming from the tree of you, it's no way those people can stay, at least not in a daily way that they've been there. Because they're a part of that old version, that old tree that harvested, that gave off and produced that old fruit, that fruit that you no longer want. You don't even like that fruit anymore. You want this new fruit. So those people are connected to the old fruit. And that is what's so hard for so many people, is recognizing that not only can you not take them with you, you most likely have to disconnect from those people from the old life. I've been through this not just in money, but other areas of my life. I am realizing even today, as we go through life, and I've had different experiences, it's people I actually love that cannot continue on this journey with me. They cannot continue on to my next level. It's people who I love who, before I healed my relationship with the word God and really stepped into more of that part of me, they don't fit into this world. They just don't. And I love them a lot. They just don't fit any longer. Whenever you have an up level, you have to shed some weight. Whatever is holding you down. Erica Badu made Bag Lady, right? You got to get rid of the bags. And quite often, those people who have been attached to you, from time to time, you'll have friends who can go with you through a journey. I have a couple friends who've been with me through so many ups and downs and pivots and turns, but that is very rare. We just happen to, most likely, we're going through similar things and we're choosing to up level in those same times. We're choosing to be on similar paths together. We have these discussions, we mastermind, we come in. It's usually one person who might be kind of leading the packs and the shifts, but we stick together in that. But that is rare. So, in order to go from a space of wherever you are, I'm not even saying a space of lacking, because you can be at a space where you're actually doing good, you're paying your bills, you're comfortable, but you know that God has more for you. You know that the universe has more that's in store for you. And bigger than that, you desire it. And we know that anything you desire is what the Lord desires for you. We'll talk about that on another video, as I'm doing these 30 videos in 30 days. But we know that that's what's meant for you, if it's a heart's desire. It doesn't mean you're in a space of lacking. You just don't have that thing that you want yet. If you're in that space, in order to get to that next level, either you have to let go, not even let go, you have to let go of the dead weight. And anybody who's currently there, they're either dead weight or they're a person who's going with you on the journey, because they're on their own journey as well. All right. And this is a very hard thing for so many people to get. So I just wanted to hop on and remind you, unfortunately, we don't want to call people dead weight, but unfortunately, there are a lot of people, a lot of connections, and it may be family, it may be friends, it might be your boyfriend, girlfriend, hell, it might even be your husband and wife, and you got to pray about that one. But a lot of times you got to get rid of that dead weight. I will, and maybe I shouldn't even talk about this, but someone asked me about how I broke up like one of my relationships that I had. And I said, a lot of people thought it was foolish. And what would have been right for other reasons was to stay in that relationship. But when I talked about dreams and hopes and desires that I had, he was like, "Oh, you want to go chase little dreams?" And like, I vividly remember this, and I was in my early 20s. And I looked at him and I was like, and instantly I knew he was not for me. Instantly, I knew that man was not for me. We were engaged and everything. I was like, oh, this relationship has to end because you can't go with me. You can't go with me. Somebody said to me last night, actually, I saw my pastor at this event I went to last night, and he said, for some people, what's small to you is huge for them. What's small and nothing to you is huge for them. What's normal for me, which is to go after my desires and up level and set big goals and set next level goals. That's normal to me. It's next level, but it's still normal. I'm constantly used to up leveling and let's grow and let's be better. For some people, it's like, oh, you want to chase dreams? Oh, you want to do that? And this is where the conversation of being equally yoked come in it. Okay. Because even if you don't have the same goals and dreams and desires, having people around you who know that there's no limit to what you can have, people around you who know that like the sky is not even the limit. When you go past the sky, you're going into outer space. Those are equally yoked people, even if they have different dreams and desires. Right. And so just a reminder, so that person was dead weight for me. Unfortunately, I was in a situation where they, were a part, would have to be a part of my life to some degree, but they were dead weight. You have to be willing to get rid of that dead weight and just be honest with yourself in a way that you probably have never been honest with yourself, and look around your friend group, look around who you associate with, and say they're dead weight. And you have to be willing to go through periods of isolation. I'm going to talk more about that too. A lot of times you guys are holding on to friends and connections only because you don't want to be by yourself. You have to be able to love being with you. You have to be able to be okay being by yourself, be okay in isolation. Typically, when I come out of isolation, that is where my growth is. And I find that to be true for most people who are serious about self development. So you guys know, over in the Stillwell Society, which, by the way, I don't know when you're watching this, you might be watching this and this is the name of the group, the YouTube already, but currently we have one name. I'm going to change the name so that all of the branding can be the same. Our Instagram is the Stillwell Society. Our Substack is the Stillwell Society. We need to change this YouTube to the Stillwell Society. But anyway, we're doing a challenge in there called Faith and Finances. So we're constantly talking about finances. You can't be fasting and praying and doing the work and doing the assignments for up level on finances while holding on to people and things that's dragging you down. You might as well just eat. You might as well not be fasting. You might as well not be making that sacrifice and letting the Lord know, like, I'm willing to make this sacrifice as you pour into this area in my life, because you're not like, the sacrifice also includes cutting off things that don't align with that you desire. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I hope you guys got the point. You probably got the point of this video and other points. Leave a comment if you have any questions, thoughts, ahas, any of that, and I'll be here to respond. So next time.